Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, I am working on a client, but to start, I am going to just talk a little bit about the Young Nails dust collector that I recently purchased through their Black Friday sale. It's available, I'm not sure if it still is, but it was available at the time for $99, basically $100. And I was excited to try it just because I've been using the McCart dust collector. It is about the same price on Amazon at least, and I was looking for something that was more sleek, took up less space, and was a little bit quieter or had better suction power. The McCart dust collector is great and actually collects dust fairly well, but I feel like the two fans in the middle, the dust only pools in the middle, so you have to kind of have the collector in a specific place. It is a square shape. As you see, the Young Nails dust collector is not a square, it's more like a rectangle space, so you have more surface area for the dust to kind of settle. As you can see on the collector filter already, I did her right hand, removing a design. This client actually came in and got a design that I have on my channel already, so if you're interested in seeing that, green marble ombre set with the cat eye what is this? The cat eye gel polish, then I will link that down below or put it in a card for you. But I'm just going in with a 3 extra coarse bit from Pana. It's a safety, and it is a carbide bit that has flutes, so it can be used in either direction. So I'm just filing off her previous set down to the clear acrylic layer. But back to the Young Nails dust collector. It is very simple to set up. It just has a plug-in and it has just an on-off switch. So the difference between the Young Nails one and the McCart one is that the McCart has a knob where you can turn it on and then adjust the speed to how high you want it to be. The Young Nails one does not have a speed adjuster. It's just on and off. In terms of suction power, as you can see, it is getting pretty much everything. I mean, besides the dust that like gets onto your hand or the client's hand, that's, you know, no one can control that. But it did a really good job. I even turned it in different directions to see, that's not in this video, or in this clip, but I actually turned the collector in different directions to see if the dust was only collecting in the middle or on the sides, and it actually collected everywhere on the filter. So that was nice to see. One thing that I also really liked about it is that it's very easy to clean. That plastic plate on top lifts up the filter, the gray part, lifts up as well. There is a magnet in there to kind of keep it secure, but they are rinsable. So that's something that I really enjoy, because my McCart dust collector is like built in. You can slide the filter in and out, but that top metal grate is on there. So it always has this small film of dust that's been sitting there forever, and maybe you can use like a wipe or a brush to kind of get it off, but it's always just really unsightly. And after you'll see, I'm going to use the collector again to do my filing. You'll see that I was able to basically clean it back to nothing. So for this set, she wanted her holiday set. I'm using a similar color scheme that I used in a Christmas set that I did on my Red Iguana practice hand. I'm using a mulberry red, so kind of like a cranberry, deep cranberry red, warm chinchilla from iGel Beauty, which is like a dark purplish gray. And then I'm going to be using a hot pink chunky glitter acrylic called Fiesta Fuchsia from iGel Beauty. It's their diamond glitter, I think it is. They're all acrylic powders, and I'm going to be doing some acrylic or glitter snowflake accents. So sticking on trend, everyone who's coming in wants holiday nails right now. It's really fun. I have a few more clients coming in before the holiday, so I'll try and get those recorded as much as I can and get those up to you as well. So to begin, I filed off everything down. You can see that thin layer of clear acrylic where her nails grew out. She had this previous set on for about 3 weeks. I use the Mia Secret prepping system, so the dehydrator, the primer, and then I go in with a thin layer of Young Nails Protein Bond. That's what I do. It works for me, and I haven't had any issues since. Not everything works on every client, so if you have a client that comes in with just extreme lifting, it might depend on their job. It might depend on how you're prepping the nail, but if you're doing, you know, everything you can and varying products, just, you know, maybe some things don't work for everybody. So just, you know, you tailor things to how you work and to your clients. Don't think that, you know, I'm not doing a good job because this client's getting lifting. Maybe they work with oil all day. Maybe they wash their hands. They're in the medical field. Like this client works in the medical field. She's washing her hands constantly. So her cuticles are always very dry because she washes her hands like every 5 minutes. So just do what works for you. You do your best, and then, with time you get better. I'm actually going in with my Young Nails Core Clear and giving her a backfill. So on this nail, you can kind of see where the clear acrylic was before, and then I'm just adding a thin layer of acrylic on the natural nail towards the cuticle, and then just blending it down towards the rest of the tip. This is just going to act as a protective layer. It protects her nail from staining, and it is basically the enhancement that is on the natural nail. And when she comes in for a color change or design change, I just file back down to this clear layer. And you saw how simple that was when I was removing the previous set. So that's basically what that's about. Now we're getting into, I feel like I've been talking forever. We're getting into the design. So this is Mulberry. It's a nice deep cranberry red from iGel Beauty Dip and Dap. I'm applying a 2-color ombre on 3 of the fingers, a solid mulberry red color nail, and then a solid gray nail. The gray color is kind of similar to what I have on my thumb, actually, just a little bit more blue, maybe. But yeah, I'll just let you watch me, figure this out for the most part. Nothing crazy happening here. At first, when I was doing this design, I had plans to encapsulate some white snowflake stickers. But when she saw them, she's not a fan of the white snowflakes. She was like, she wanted a silver snowflake, and I didn't have any silver sticker snowflakes or decals. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to do some hand-drawn snowflakes. So that's what we ended up doing. That's why I'm adding more product to this nail to build up for structure, because before I thought I was going to be encapsulating, but it turns out I wasn't. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I use one color at a time, just so that I'm not going back and forth with the red and the gray, the red and the gray. And I mean, this set is interesting because you look at the colors and you think they're not going to go well, but I think it came out really pretty and rich in terms of the coloring. The mulberry red kind of color is really rich and appropriate for, the holiday season. The gray is dark as well, but then when I added that hot pink glitter, it just kind of softened it up and made it a little bit more feminine and fun and festive. So it was a cool set, and she even admitted, she was like, I wasn't sure where this was going, but I ended up really loving it. Usually when she comes in, she doesn't tell me what to do. She's just kind of like, this is the vibe that I want, and I'm like, okay, I'll do my best. But I think it came out pretty good. I am using on her the what is it? Not eye gel. The Two Guys One Step Coffin tips. So she likes I would call this like a medium to long nail, and she likes a very tight coffin. And when I say tight, I mean she likes it to be very, very narrow. Sometimes this can be difficult just because the nail is not extremely long. When you have a longer nail, a coffin just does a more gradual, I guess, incline. Does that make sense? It gradually goes to that pointed coffin tip, but the shorter the nail, the more exaggerated you have to trim the nail, say with a clipper or filing wise. So that's just something to look out for. Every client is different and prefers, different types of shapes. Personally, I enjoy a tapered square look, but in this, case, the client prefers a more pointed, tapered coffin. And I'm going in with the warm chinchilla color. It's similar to the one I have on my nail, but just a little bit more blue, like I said. And yeah, I'm just going to do a solid gray nail on the middle finger, and then the rest of the nails are going to be ombre with the gray color around the cuticle area. And in terms of ombreing, it wasn't a smooth ombre, like I could do it in one step, just, you know, swiping that color on. I did have to back swipe a few times, but that's totally fine. And I'm just making sure to clean up those sidewalls so that I can maintain that pointy shape that she's, you know, interested in keeping with for her personal taste. So to make this set a little bit more festive, I'm actually going in with a hot pink, and it's crazy how these colors came together, but I'm going in with a hot pink chunky glitter acrylic. It's called Fiesta Fuchsia from iGel Beauty, and I am just ombreing that from the tip towards the gray, but I want it to be basically dissipated to nothing by the time it touches that gray color. So basically placing it on top of the red mulberry color that we did before, and I think that having that red underneath gave it a richness, but then the pink on top gave it a more playful spin on this look. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but we'll see. You'll see it by the end of this video. But yeah, I'm just doing that on all of the nails that are ombre, not on the solid red nail. And you know what time it is. It is time to clear cap all of these nails. So I am actually taking my Young Nails Core Clear. I use this all the time. I found that I was getting a lot of bubbles doing this. I mean, you can't really tell with this set, but I was, up close to her nails and I was seeing a lot of bubbles in the nail. So that was just annoying. I'm not sure what I was doing differently, but yeah, I was getting a lot of bubbles. And yeah, I'm just clear capping the nails as best as possible, making sure to get that clear acrylic all the way down to the side walls. Sometimes I don't do that, and when I go into file, you might see a bare spot on the nail because I filed off the colored acrylic. So just pushing that clear acrylic all the way into the cuticle area and up to the edge of the side walls of the nail, and then just patting it down to build the shape wherever I need to. And you don't have to be able to do it in one bead. Her nails are fairly short, so it's simpler that way, but if you have a longer nail, do as many beads as you need to. Just make sure that your structure is appropriate for the length and shape of your nail. So as you can see, the dust collector looks perfectly clean. All I did was lift up the two top layers and tap them over my garbage can, and everything just kind of, cleaned itself, which is really great. I'm using an 80/80 hand file that I already prepped by filing the edges with another file, just so that you take care to not cut your client's sidewalls, that area by the sidewalls. That does happen if you have a brand new file. You should be using a new file on every client. I don't know what state you're in, but if you are where I am, you definitely should be using a new file on every client. So if you are, you just don't want to cut your client with brand new files because they can be sharp on those edges, especially the rougher grits. So I'm just going in and maintaining that shape that we want. As you can see, that pink on top of the red is so pretty, and it just brightens up the look a little bit of the nail, makes it not so doom and gloomy with that dark red. But I think it came out really nice. And the ombre with the chunkier pieces at the top and the finer pieces towards the middle ombre of the nail, I thought it was really pretty. After going in with my 80/80, I am going in with my 5-in-1 carbide bit. This is a fine carbide bit. It's a tapered 5-in-1. And it's a safety. I'm going to be using that to smooth out the nail. I didn't have too many issues. And not the Macart, the Young Nails dust collector did a good job. Usually I don't use a dust collector for this step, just because you don't really get too much product removal, I guess, because I'm just cleaning up. I'm not really debulking or anything like that. But as you can see, I'm getting, a good amount of dust on that filter. So it helps as much as it can. It is a lot sleeker too. It's not as high. So it doesn't take up as much space height wise, but it is bigger than the Macart one. Also, the Macart one is very loud. I don't know if it's because I use it so much or if it's just loud in general. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the Macart dust collector is about a 9 in terms of how loud it is, and the Young Nails is about a 5 or 6. So it's definitely audible, but it's not so much where it's like I have to raise the volume on the television in the room because it's on and clients can listen to music or talk on the phone. So yeah, I thought that was nice too, but I'm still getting to, use it, and we'll see how it goes in a few months or so, but I'm happy to at least have it. So yeah, I'm just going in with that 5-in-1 bit, and I'm cleaning up the cuticle area, making sure to get nice and tight in that side walls just to thin it out and make sure that the apex is in the right area and that the nail is smooth. Sometimes you'll see me run my thumb over it. That's just me feeling for any lumps or bumps. Whatever you do, some people use different fingers, but the thumb is there for me, so I just swipe my thumb over that nail. After using my e-file, I will go in with a 100/180 hand file just to make sure the shape is nice and tight. And then I'm going to go in with a buffing block to smooth out the nail for a final time. So I don't know how, but I did not get the part on film where I actually top coated the nail. So I just went in with a glossy top coat and top coated all of her nails, all 10 of them. And now I'm drawing that silver snowflake. So she doesn't like the white snowflake. She specifically wanted silver. So I'm using some iGel Beauty gel paint. I find gel paint is best in terms of doing these hand-drawn designs, especially because it doesn't spread. I feel like if I use top coat, it's so self-leveling that the top coat kind of spreads the lines. Even if you do really, really fine lines, eventually they spread by the time you go in to add your glitter or acrylic. So I've been liking using gel paint to do my handwork art, and just a liner brush that I got from Amazon. It comes with dotting tools on the other end, and I'm just doing a half snowflake on the red nail. Before curing, I'm going to take some holographic silver glitter that I got from Michael's, and then I'm going to have her cure for a full minute, and then I'm just using a manicure brush to brush away really roughly all of the glitter that isn't supposed to be there, and you see the snowflake that is left. Now I'm using my Mulberry Bling adhesive, and I'm just going to add some bling to this snowflake. So these are Swarovski rhinestones. I've got a rose colored pack of stones. I put one in the middle, and then I'm using their opal white rhinestones on the edges of the snowflake as well. So I thought that that would be enough, but she wanted more bling. So I'm just going to build up a bling nail on the gray nail with my Mulberry Bling adhesive, my wax pencil. I'm using silver caviar beads, silver braided rope circle thingies, and some Swarovski rhinestones. I've got crystal AB rhinestones from Amazon, but all of the other rhinestones you see me using are Swarovski. I see a lot of people online like losing their minds because Swarovski is deciding not to sell to small vendors anymore. It's unfortunate. I would just say just stock up as much as you can now. Clients really do prefer that brand of rhinestone, but sure, we're gonna have different options that are gonna be available to us for this. So I'm just happy to have what I have, and yeah, I'm using that on her now. Anytime I see a sale like on Hobby Lobby or Michael's, especially because they come in those variety packs with multiple colors, so like all of these pink colors came in one pack for like $5. You can get them buy one get one free when they have their sale, so always keep your eye out for that. On this pointer finger, she wanted a little bit more bling, so I'm just going to be adding a little bit more of those stones on this finger, but nothing crazy because I don't want to take away from the rest of the design. And after doing that design, I'm just going to be spraying her hand with some Hurry Up spray. And what am I oh, okay, so after that, I'm going over with some more glossy top coat around all of the bling. I normally don't do this, but I did see like lines of demarcation of where that Mulberry Bling adhesive was versus where the top coat was. So just to clean it and to further secure those stones, at least so they don't snag on her hair or her clothes or those caviar beads don't pop off, I'm just adding some top coat around everything, and then I'm going in with a liner brush with more top coat just to get around those stones closer to the cuticle so that I don't mess anything up. After that, I'm going to have her cure for 60 seconds, and then the set is pretty much done. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you do, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, and happy holidays.